This is Generation Green's Wildflower Project, the podcast that starts conversations to create connections on this journey we're all doing called life. Together, we can grow through what we go through and bloom in spite of it all. So let's be like wildflowers and see where the wind blows us. Hello and welcome back to the Wildflower Project. I'm your host, Sherry Sobey, and I'm here today with my co-hosts and my friends, Allison and Pam, once again. Hello. Say hello, ladies.
Hello.
So I think today we're going to talk about this dreaded year so far. Dreaded? I don't know if that's the right word for it, but January seems to have flown by, and yet I still feel like I'm in January. I haven't transitioned to February yet, because I'm thinking it should feel different. So I don't know about you folks here, but January for me, I had all these great intentions, all these ideas I wanted to get started, and I'm getting these roadblocks. So I think there's something to be said about, I got to learn more about this too, about, like where the planets are and the moon and how that's, what did they call it? Is it retrograde, where you keep going back? Is that what it is?
I call it Groundhog Day. But...
Groundhog Day. Yeah, like that's what I feel like has been happening, where it's like, you take 2 steps forward or 1 step forward and 2 back, but really it feels like it's 10 back. And then not to mention, I think just everybody wants to hibernate right now, right?
Yep, with this weather.
Yeah, it's just sucks. And that's all I want to do. And I feel like it's just lingering and I have no plans to go anywhere hot. Yeah.
I won't say anything then.
No, because you have been somewhere hot, so you don't get to complain.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I don't know what's been happening for you guys. What has January been like?
For me, January was actually pretty good. Number one, I was in Nicaragua, so it was nice and warm there. That was nice. I was enjoying myself. Coming back was a bit stressful.
When did you come back?
On, 2 weeks ago, I think it was. So been back for 2 weeks into minus 30 to 50 with wind chill factors. And it's been hell. Mm-hmm. And you can't go outside. Well, you can go outside, but do you want to?
Yeah. So
I'm finding that a little bit on the depressing side. You just don't want to go anywhere. On the flip side, though, through some really good meditations. I don't know why. I'm not very good at meditating. But I've had some really good ones in the past couple of weeks, and it's just got me into a great headspace where I've decided, okay, I'm not going to do the depression thing. Like, sorry, you're not happening. You have to go away. And I am kicking ass on getting stuff done.
Really?
That's amazing.
Even if it's just something silly like defrosting my freezer, which is like apparently a 7-hour job.
Really?
You don't expect it to take that long.
You've never defrosted your freezer?
No, I have a frost-free freezer.
I don't have fancy stuff like you.
Oh.
I think I still do, but it still frosts up.
No, mine never frosts up. Oh. You have a defective freezer then.
Maybe.
No, I think a lot of people, going back to this whole depression thing, there's that seasonal depression, right? And even just your mood is affected when you're not getting, I'm like, I need the sun. I need that charge. Like right now, when a little ray of sunshine comes in through the store window, I want to like find some little stool, anything just to sit there in that ray of sunshine like a cat and give me a book and I'm going to be just happy as pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of people that are struggling with that. And I've never been a fan of winter to begin with. Like I've never been into the winter sports or anything like that. But I'm not like I want to be hot either. Thank you very much. Because, I'm hot every single day. I'm just hot, period. I don't know if I'm just like a warm person now all around or if it's just that darn menopause stuff again. Because, we like to blame that on everything. So, but yeah, I feel like it really does affect my mood. And so I've been trying to think of ways that I can kind of maybe combat it, I suppose. And in a couple episodes from now, you're going to hear me talk to Seeds of Love Creations, Amelia McDougall. And she actually talks about how in the winter we can be in touch with nature to heal and to help lift our moods. And because she's big on like the whole earthing and forest bathing and what have you. But, I think it's all about perspective and the intention and what you're allowing in. And definitely if I just kind of think warm thoughts and visualize the sun, perhaps I might start to feel that. I don't know. But what do you do? What do you do in the winter to keep your mood up?
It's interesting that you mentioned that forest bathing, right? Because I know we went to the cottage between New Year's and it was cold, but I went out every single day, and it was, to me, that was like therapy. And just walking in the trails or on like snowshoeing on the lake. So for me, that's huge.
So you don't mind the winter?
You know what? I don't mind the winter. I don't mind it. And
Yeah.
I'm finding that even like teaching classes, people come. It's minus 45 outside, and people are still coming to class. And I think us as Winnipeggers or Manitobans, we're like hardy. We continue. We still meet for with our friends for coffee. We still go to yoga. We still go to work. We still, you know what? Like, we complain about it a little bit, but this is life. But I agree. I think January was very hard. I felt like there was like 497 days in January, and
Pretty close anyway.
yeah, and that's what it felt like. It felt like it never ended. But that kind of gives me to the question, because I've been talking with other like friends and coworkers. But do we feel like, do you guys do New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do intentions, or I do, I think it more of an intention.
Okay.
Yeah, every year I kind of set an intention about how I kind of want the year to go, or what I want to do to grow as a person. But I think if you do resolutions, sometimes, you set yourself up to fail, and I'm never about failing. So
I agree.
instead, I just want to kind of say, hey, I'd really like this universe. Can you hear me? And see what happens with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I
do
don't
resolutions?
actually
gosh,
believe
no.
in
Really? Oh,
No,
look,
I
another
don't-
thing we have in common.
I don't do those either. I just feel like you said, you're setting yourself up for failure. I like to set my intentions throughout the year. If
Yeah.
I wake up on a Tuesday in June and I feel like, hey, that's a good idea, I should do this from now on, that's my resolution. I'm going to try to do it from that. But it's got nothing to do with the first day of the year.
I used to call them revolutions. And then, like I said, this year we were at the lake, and we were actually at the lake over New Year's. And I'm kind of like you, where I think of, like you think, I feel like I should be making intentions, but this year I decided to not make any intentions.
Oh, really?
And just make no lists, and just wake up and it's just a new day. So is that funny, or you're okay?
Sorry. Winter colds.
Oh, you've got that happening. Yeah. Well, so I think, like, for me, it's just, I always say one word. I kind of try to come up with one word
yes.
for the year.
Yeah.
What is this word going to be for me? Like last year, it was going to be about getting uncomfortable. I wanted to get uncomfortable so that I could do things to push myself a little bit, and in like uncomfortable, obviously, to make myself just kind of go to a different place than maybe I had been before. So last year was, and that happened.
And did you?
Oh yeah, totally. Because that's when I started speaking for United Way.
Right.
And
right.
so sharing
Yeah.
my story. And so, yeah, I put that out at the beginning of the year, and that's what kind of came to me. So, and it didn't come to me instantly, but it obviously, like, I just love how these things happen too. When you do that and you open yourself and you say, like, you trust in it, that it's going to happen for you. And it was because of meeting somebody in my store. It was actually somebody that I was going to, put her jewelry in, and her beautiful jewelry. It's my favorite. But anyways, and started talking to her, and she ends up that she works for United Way, and she starts telling me all this stuff about United Way that I never knew before. And she said, you'd be a really good speaker for United Way and share your story. And so I was like, all right, yeah, because I don't want to like push it away either now, because that's uncomfortable for sure. Standing up and talking to perfect strangers and getting vulnerable yet, right? Oh, shit scared.
Yeah.
Shit scared. But
Therapeutic, though.
so therapeutic, because you know what? I opened my shame box, and it has no control over me anymore. Like, it does not. So it was a huge growing year for me, or a huge healing year for me. And it was half the year. So I think I'm still kind of in that. And then the beginning of this year, I said, I want to be connecting. So I want to, again, I'm going to have to put myself in some.
Here you are.
And here
Yeah,
I am
exactly,
doing
right?
this. But, getting out and pushing myself to really connect with people, because I've always had a problem with that. And especially like doing things on my own and connecting. I'm a terrible networker, and I'm going to do that anyways and try. And yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to go to She Day, and it's really intimidating, the idea of going and walking into a room full of people that I don't know if I'm going to know anybody. Hopefully I'll stumble across somebody, but to just
sure you
go and, you know, try.
you.
Yeah. And I think it takes me back to high school or junior high or something when it was so hard to make girlfriends because I moved around so much. So I never really was able to they have their tight groups and you try to get in there and you try to. And so it reminds me kind of that. And it's like, oh, are they going to be looking at me? Am I wearing what I'm supposed to be wearing? I'm much, much more comfortable with myself, right? And be like, okay, you know what? This is who I am. I'm okay with that. But you still, a little something in the back of your head says, okay, I hope I'm like, what is business casual? I have no idea, right? Like, am I appropriate? You know, that's this kind of stuff that goes through my head though. So
I
it's
think it
so
does
busy.
most people.
Does it? Okay,
I
it's
think
not just
so.
me.
Like, I mean, I do speeches sometimes or talks for the Gift of Life program on organ donation, and it's the same thing. I have no fear of speaking, but when you walk into that room, it's kind of like okay, am I dressed appropriately? Should I wear this? Should I not wear that? Once I start speaking, I'm fine. But it's just that initial and meeting all these people. You don't know these people.
Don't you think it's better when you don't know them? I find it, I have way more fear and I'm way more nervous if I'm talking in front of people I know.
Right.
But I love when
That's
I
true.
don't have to talk in front of, I don't mind talking in front of people I don't know.
Actually, you know what? It's true because I did actually decline a couple of talks where I thought I might know people. And I think like I always like to get there first, like or early, so that I can kind of settle into the room. And because I'm so energy sensitive too to other people, and I just start off by saying, "Okay, you know, we're going to be best friends here, like really fast, because I'm about to share." And you know what? Them listening to me though is like I'm so grateful for them because it is helping me heal every single time I speak. It helps you heal a little bit more, right?
Absolutely.
So it's been actually an amazing experience.
Well,
but
you're helping
scary.
others heal too, right? Just like you're helping others heal as well. Like, you know, I think by sharing our stories, and this is, I think one of the reasons we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Is by sharing stuff.
Well, it's not just the sharing. Well, the sharing is good, but it's when you say, like you said it just earlier, hey, another thing we have in common.
Right.
How many times
Connectiveness, right? Or
have you felt like you're the only person in the world who feels this way, and you felt stupid about it? You felt embarrassed or ashamed for feeling a certain way, and then you find out just about everybody you speak to has the same thoughts, feelings, or has at some point, and you're going, oh,
Yeah, so I'm not so
I'm
alone.
normal.
Yeah, I'm not alone in this.
whatever normal is. I hate that word normal,
Yeah,
but
me too.
You know, I'm not this freak. I'm not this crazy woman.
Yeah, and we
Some may disagree with me though.
Yeah, we all have our crazy
kidding.
moments. Yeah, and I think that's it exactly, because even like how I was saying about, you know, you grow up and you've kind of become accustomed to a certain way. Like when I was younger, like I said, being so disconnected, it kind of set me up in life like that, right? Where that was my pattern. And it wasn't until I'd made a conscious decision where I said, okay, no, you know what? That does not have to be the way it is. I'm an adult now. I'm in control here and I can make changes and I can change the way I think about that.
It's
and
hard though, isn't it?
It's super hard.
It's not as easy as you think. Because
No.
this past year for me was the same. Like just this whole growing and the change, and it's been pretty much since the end of the year. Like you said, you know, I'm still kind of in it, but just that realization and that wake up call that bullshit. This is not working for me. Like I'm not going to be that person. I am tired of being so depressed and sad, and I couldn't remember the last time I had a belly laugh. Like I could not remember. It's been years. Years. And it's funny, and I made that decision, and I was in Nicaragua with some friends, and we went to an evening out, and we met some people, and one of the guys that we met was so funny. He and his girlfriend were two of the funniest people because they just were like a little comedy routine, the two of them together. And when we left, she looked at me and she says, "I've never seen you laugh like that before."
Oh, good for you.
And I went, wow. It was just kind of a wake-up call that, no, I hadn't.
And it
It's been
feels so
years.
good.
Like, it's since before my daughter died, I've not laughed like that. And it was it felt good.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to get to that space.
No.
It was really, really hard to let go and to give up and then to step out of that comfort zone and start taking some steps towards things. But you can do it.
Yeah.
If I can do it.
That's a good first step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say like have a good laugh and then have a good cry, and it's supposed to be like the most cleansing. I mean, you'll be totally exhausted afterwards, but it's supposed to be such a cleansing thing to have both those emotions like
Yeah.
spontaneously
I've had many
or
of them
simultaneously.
recently.
Like laughing and crying. I've had way more crying.
Like this year so far.
Oh gosh.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like
Oh.
January has been like, I don't know why. It's been hard. Like hard, long, hard,
Yeah.
lots of tears.
Yeah, and you were sick too.
Oh, I was sick.
Yeah, and that's
For like a long
so
time.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think some of it has to do with coming off of Christmas? Christmas to me is, you know, it's a beautiful holiday and it's a nasty holiday.
Yeah.
Like it
You know,
really is. It's not about anything other than commercialism anymore.
Yeah.
you know, we don't do that at our house anymore. It's great. We do homemade gifts.
Perfect.
We do Christmas, like because with the kids and grandkids now, we do it the Sunday before, so this way no one's rushed.
Nice.
So our Christmas Eve was nothing. Christmas Day was nothing.
Perfect.
And then we had Boxing Day again. So it was like, you know, we invited parents over if they wanted to come, but I didn't stress about food.
Yeah.
And you know what? It wasn't. And I think a lot of times we have that idea that you're supposed to be doing this at Christmas and you're supposed to be seeing family and you're supposed to be buying this gift and they should be wrapped this way. And yeah.
Yeah.
And I still think of that sometimes too. Like, but I put the Christmas tree up by myself and I decorate it by myself.
Yeah,
And
that's me.
that still kind of depresses me sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But now this year I kind of
See,
got
I like
over it.
doing that by myself.
Yeah. And everyone's different that way,
You
right?
like doing it by yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. It's for me, it's a time to sort of zone out and everybody goes away. I mean, I used to like it when the kids were little and they would help.
Right.
That was just fun, but that's a different type of, like, that's a different energy altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on my own, or not on my own, but my husband, I usually wait till he's going out somewhere, and
that's what I do
then
too.
I put the tree up and I decorate it slowly and I do my own thing and have a glass of wine or some
Use it,
eggnog
yeah,
if
yeah.
I choose to, and I don't know, it just
See, and I'm somewhere in the middle, I think, because I that's my only part about Christmas I actually do like is the tree when it's done and looking at the decorations, and because all my whole tree is just gifted ornaments or the things the kids have made, and so I don't mind putting the tree up. However, I do make my boys come in and put on a couple ornaments, but I don't love that I'm by myself doing it. I could do it myself if they all sat and watched me do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those kind of people that needs to be
little control issue there.
yeah, and I need to be seen for the things that I do. That's my love language, right? See me, and so I want them to be able to see it, so they appreciate it. I'm thinking, like, see, it's not easy. It doesn't just presto. It's there. It's
Yeah.
up. But then I love to sit back and just look at the lights. But Christmas has never. I'm always in a hurry to get December over with.
Me too.
I've never ever. And I think, again, that goes back to, you know, just my childhood and those memories that were not so great. So they're very much attached to my present day, even though I've tried to separate the two.
Yeah.
I do love, like, when my kids were young and how excited they would get. That was fun. But now they're older and they don't need anything, and then they ask for ridiculous things, and it's like, why like I can't deal with it.
Gifting for the sake of gifting.
Yeah, and then it's the pressure. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, if you really want something, you're going to go get it yourself, right? Like, why do we have to even do that? The most fun I had was just recently with my staff for Christmas, and it was because we decided to do a Secret Santa that it was like one man's trash is another's treasure. So you had to gift something you already owned or
love
you
it.
made. It was so freaking fun. Everybody loved everything that they were getting. And I mean, it was hilarious. There was one gift that was so perfect for this one person. It was like a mannequin leg of some sort. And she was going to make a plant
Just
in
the
it,
leg, not the
but
rest
it
of
was
the body.
No, just the leg. But oh my God, it was so perfect for this person because she would be loving that. That's her style. And she thought, yeah, I'm going to put a plant in that. But I thought it was amazing. It was such fun. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And we played games, and that's the kind of stuff I would like. But where my family has gotten accustomed, I think, to a certain way. We have a very small family, so we don't have tons of relatives. There's not a lot of visiting. I'd probably like that if there was more drop in and drop out and what have you. But there's really not a lot of that either. So I want to push past it really fast. Not a big fan.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. We push past it pretty fast too in our family. I don't know, I guess when you've had a lot of death in your family too, it's amplified at Christmas, the people that are missing. It is all year long. Any special occasion, you miss the people who aren't there. So this year we were missing, my daughter. We were missing my father, my father-in-law. We've lost a lot of people in the last 12 months, and not even in 10 months, we lost 2 parents. And it was just a Christmas that nobody really wanted to be a part of. It's depressing in itself. And then I think when you come out of it, and maybe that's why I'm having such a good January, because December's
you're happy
over.
It's all over with.
And the year is over.
Yeah.
It's like, how many more deaths can we have? Like, we're done. We're tapped out. We're maxed out. We're finished, I hope. We're going to just go for it, and we're going to have a great year. And, so I just kind of put 2018 behind me, and maybe that's why I'm having a better January than I've ever had, because normally Januaries are brutal for me.
See, and normally Januaries are great for me because it's my favorite time. I love the beginning of a new year. It's like a fresh page in a notebook. That was always my favorite. I wanted to make it perfect, so you have all these great ideas and you have all these plans and then something happened this January. And that's why I said I need to find somebody that knows all this stuff about planet alignment and moon travel and all that other stuff.
Moon travel now.
I don't know. Whatever. Okay, not moon travel. What is it called? The moon phases?
I think, it's something about the retrograde. And I know, because my girlfriend's really into this right now, but apparently this is the year, of change.
Yeah.
And of if you ask for something, it will come. So if you believe in...
Well, that's good, because 2018
Okay, I'm asking for all kinds of stuff.
Right.
2018 was a brutal year for everybody, and it's had to do with the earth energy vibrating at an incredibly high level. And
how do you know that?
Carol told me.
Oh.
And then I Googled it, and it was a very true thing. In fact, there was even I read an article which was scientifically based that, I don't know all the terms, but the energy of the earth, the core, typically vibrates at a certain level, and it's been for the 2018, or for the last X number of months, has been vibrating at more than double.
What causes that?
I have no idea.
Global warming? No, just
Maybe.
I don't know.
I really don't know. I didn't read
maybe
why.
it's a shift in the axle.
It is a shift, and it only happens every so many 40-something. Okay, someone's
you know
going to
stuff
say
too about
no.
it.
I'm trying to read it because I find it fascinating.
It is
do too,
fascinating, and I
right?
was told. Carol said to me that
I'm going to talk. We're going to talk to Carol too. She's
yes,
coming
we
on.
are. She's the most incredible energy healer.
Amazing. Yeah.
But she had told me that, you're going to see lots of deaths this year, lots of divorces this year.
This was last year, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, not this year. Sorry.
Good.
For 2018.
Wow.
I saw her last February, I think it was, or April, I guess. And it was everything she told me. My dad passed away. My father-in-law passed away. We've got friends that have split up. I've heard of more breakups, divorces. I know 2 friends that have passed away or lost children in the past year, and one of them was a suicide just in December, and it was horrific. And she said people can't make it through. This is the make or break. 2018 is the make or break year. So if you are on the edge of something, you have to fight really, really hard to get through it, or you're not going to make it. And that's all I saw. At every turn, I saw that.
And did you hear that message? Were you remembering that at the time? So it's okay, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to manage this. I'm going to be able to cope.
I think that's kind of what kicked me off at the end of September, early October. September's a hard month for me because it's my daughter's birthday. Mm-hmm. And so, it's difficult. remembering your lost child's birthday, and it just gets me into a real funk. And it was right around her birthday that I think I went, nope, not doing this. Carol's in my head telling me all about this. I'd done some Googling on it, read some articles on it, and went, no, this is not happening. And that was the month or the week that I was able to forgive the man that killed Amy, and forgive myself and forgive my husband, because as parents, when you lose a child, I don't care how good a parent you are, you feel guilt and you feel regret for not doing, saying, treating something. There's so many things that come into your mind, because there's no way you can change it.
Yeah.
And all the forgiveness that I felt, and that laughing and crying all in one day, all in one weekend. Laughing hysterically, crying hysterically, like just all over the map. But I think that was my turning point, and that was me going, no way, sticking it to you. I am not going to fall for this. You are not taking me down. And I ended my year, well, I thought, I went very well for the month of October, and then my father-in-law died in November, so that wasn't a great end to the year. But it was like, nope, still not letting you kick me down. Not going to happen.
Good for you.
And that makes me think too of our attitudes and the whole concept of like resilience, right?
Actually,
And just how we look at things and how because I think even the last time we talked, like, we all learned, like, I didn't know that I knew you were a single parent. I didn't know you, like, we all had that in common, right?
Yeah.
We've all had shit happen, right? But it's like, and a lot of people have had shit happen, but I always think about the whole resilience piece of people and what keeps them going, or,
Well,
but that's a very interesting, that's cool. And I believe that as well, the whole Earth Moon thing. I really do.
I believe it as well. Plus,
and I'd love to learn more about it.
Scientific article on it. So I mean, it's not just a voodoo hokey thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there is science to this.
Well, it's like the tides. Like, why does with the moon and the
Exactly.
tide, right? Like, it's all.
Yeah, we laugh. In Nicaragua, we have the most wonderful caretaker. His name is Candido, and he is lovely. But every time something goes on, it's like the winds in January are brutal there. They're so harsh. And it's like, Candido, when is this going to end? And it's always 3 días, 3 days, in 3 days. And it's all based on the lunar cycle. And Candido, when are the sea turtles going to come up? In 3 more days. Candido, when are they going to start? When are the babies hatching, the eggs? In 3 days. And damned if he isn't always right.
Really, eh? Yeah.
3 days, right? you hit the full moon, and for 3 days the winds are like 100 kilometers an hour, and you get whitecaps in your coffee in the morning or wine at night. Like, it's just ridiculous. And 4 days later, as it starts to wane a little bit, calms right down. It might only be 40 kilometers an hour, which is still pretty windy, but it's like half of what it usually is. Yeah, it's kind of funny. And it's all lunar based.
It is. I believe that.
Yeah.
No, and I sent out an email today to somebody that I have been following on Instagram, and hopefully she gets back to me, because she knows some stuff about this, because I love to talk to her. And just to learn the basics, even, right? To start having an understanding. Because
I think that would be a good workshop. Never mind a pod thing.
No, that's what I asked her for,
workshop.
too. I said, I need you to come on here and have a talk with us. But also, I'd love to be doing a workshop just to teach people the basics. Same as crystals.
So does she do numerology?
I don't think she does numerology. I don't believe she does, but I know,
and crystals, numerology, all
crystals
that kind of
for
stuff.
sure. Because I'm so attracted to them for some reason, and I don't really know what they all do. I know a couple, perhaps, right, that I have because I just like them. So, but I know that and I even have a book, so I do reference them. I love the ones where there's this one book, I can't remember who it's by, but you actually go and look at the page and whatever it is and you're attracted to different things at different times, right? And I think that's the things you're needing, right, or that you're lacking. I think it's the same as like food. They say, like, when you're pregnant, right? It's things maybe you're lacking that you're craving.
I'm always craving food.
Oh. Well,
what am I lacking?
As long as you're not always pregnant.
No, oh my God. Too late.
Yeah, somebody, I was saying, who was it that just said to me that today when I said, I've been nauseous for like 3 days, okay? Just feeling nauseated, and I'm not sick, just overwhelming nausea. And they said, you had a hysterectomy, right? It's like, holy shit, yeah. I mean, and I'm how old?
Doesn't matter. Look at all the
Can
people.
you have babies in your 50s?
Well, look at all the people, like all these movie stars and celebrities having babies older and older.
Yeah, but it's not.
Like
it's
natural?
No, I think
No.
they're freezing eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they're freezing eggs.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have eggs if there was any left anyways. But no, definitely not. Just this nausea thing. And I think it's like all these different bugs that are going around. Like you were sick. I was sick before that too with that head cold.
Yeah.
Actually, like in my bed for 2 days. That's kind of, I think sometimes though, when you're just doing it, like going so hard
Yeah,
that
you burn
it's,
it from both ends.
yeah.
there,
And then it's like, hey, you're
the
done.
universe is looking at you going, hello.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
You
But I got
didn't
a lot of
listen.
work done from bed, let me tell you.
That's what you were saying. How do you do
Ah,
that?
I love it. I love my bed though. I mean, if I have my pup and my tea and my everything I need right there and it's quiet and nobody's bugging me because nobody
sounds
wants to
like
be near you, right?
heaven.
Because you're sick. I have my little iPad and I'm researching. That's what I say. When I say I'm getting a lot of work done, I'm doing a lot of research.
That's not
and I'm
resting.
writing.
You're not resting.
Oh, but I am. I'm in bed.
That doesn't matter.
I didn't move.
You can be in bed and having wild sex. That's not resting. That's not,
But I felt really rested.
I don't know if that's resting.
Well, I felt really rested. I was like, I need to do 2 days in bed, like often. And I'm a really good self-care person though. Like once a week, I am like, I may not get dressed today. I think I said this before, right? I might not get dressed today. I might not do anything. I have no plan and I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing. And that's it. And I think that everybody should be like, right now we're doing this 28-day challenge
self-care.
for February, self-care challenge. And it's sad really that we have to challenge people to do this, right? It's like, I'm going to give you a prize. That's what I said. I'm going to be a carrot dangler here and I'm going to, force you to do a little bit of care because some of it is so simple. It's all about the intention, right?
Yeah.
So it could be, I'm just going to make myself a cup of tea, but I'm going to make the best damn cup of tea and I'm going to put it in the cutest little cup and I'm going to, say that this is going to be wonderful for me. And it is because I'm doing it just for me. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. And I think today's challenge was about, getting your song and dancing it out and, just really letting it resonate and feel it. And I love it. I love it. We've got a whole bunch of them and I'm so excited about them. And I'm so excited about all the people that are participating in it too, that want to do that and recognize that it is so important. So
I recognize that it's really important. I just don't actually take the next step and do it.
No.
very
Really?
often. I
I'm
do
a great
sometimes.
preacher of
Yeah.
it, but I do not do it.
Giving advice is
Oh,
awesome. It's
it's
super easy, eh?
great.
Taking it, not so much.
No, and I'm awful. Like I don't know if you saw one of my last post, or well, not my last post, but like it was. I found this picture of this woman lying on the highway.
yes, I saw that. It was good.
And it says I'm fine, and that's exactly how I felt. That was my January. Like I'm fine, but I'm not fine, and it was just. And then being sick, it was like a sign. Like it's like when you were saying that.
Yeah.
Like it's like listen to the universe and slow down.
Yeah.
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 I think I could talk about self-care though until the cows come home
Right.
because I honestly know how important it is
Yeah.
to, and when you talk about resilience and when you talk about, adversity and trying to counterbalance that or counteract that, that's where it happens, right? You're going to charge up your batteries that you're going to be able to overcome those things. And I've been reading a lot right now about the effects of adversity and how some people that can go through it can be go through really challenging stuff, seem to be like totally fine though. Like they got their shit together and they're doing it. And in this book, they were talking about this, it's kind of like an elephant and you're piling stuff on top of the elephant and sometimes it topples over. But then there's the other times where it's like really, really just piled on there perfect. And that elephant has great posture or something, I don't know. And it's holding it up, but that elephant's going to have a sore back, right?
Yeah.
It needs to take that load off, right? So regardless of how you're presenting and dealing with your
totally.
adversities, if you don't take that load off every once in a while, regardless of how well you can carry it, you're going to have to, you're going to break your back.
Yep.
You're going to break your
absolutely.
back. Yeah,
Well,
don't
I have
ignore
a
those
question.
signs.
I have a question.
Okay.
This question's actually for Pam, I think, because I think you're far too organized and
Oh.
disciplined with the self-care.
Self-controlling.
Do you meditate?
Yes.
When do you have a schedule for meditation?
Do I have a schedule? you should see my schedule.
Like, do you have an actual routine, and do you?
No,
stick
I
to
would
it?
love a routine. I don't do routines because it all depends on how I sleep. Like,
Okay,
for example,
see?
this morning I'm at the gym at 5:45. Had a great workout, came home, meditated, made tea, had a great day, meditated, right?
Yeah.
Got stuff done, except traffic was bad and I had to sub a class way out by Fort White today. It took me like an hour and 10 minutes. So I was late for class. So that kind of threw me out. Like, but yeah, like I try to meditate, but what I've been finding is I can't focus, right? I'm having a
Focusing-
hard time focusing
Yeah.
right now. But coming back to this whole thing, like I have taken March off. I have to work, obviously, but I'm hardly teaching any yoga. All my contracts, I haven't signed anything till April,
Good.
and that is going to be
That's your self-care month.
that's going to be I'm doing a month.
Good for
And
you.
so what are you going to do? Do you have a plan?
Not really.
I'd start penciling stuff
Well,
in.
no, I'm going hopefully away.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Somewhere hot.
Somewhere hot.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm going to Edmonton. My girlfriend got tickets to see Michelle Obama for my birthday. So that's
Oh.
amazing. So then I'm kind of made that a longer little trip. And then
But being with friends is a self-care thing too.
and it really
Right?
is.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's great.
So that it's going to be good.
Because
you
I
know?
find, and I don't know, Sherry, do you meditate?
Well, I don't meditate in the typical way that people think, where you sit there and just try and quiet your mind and
Do you listen?
whatever
Do you
else.
listen to like a tape?
A guided
or a
meditation?
I do
Okay.
guided. I will do just music. I will just turn everything off and try to listen to the hum of the ceiling fan, whatever. The chatter.
Oh,
my
yeah, that's your
brain.
ego.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna bring Karen on. She's gonna talk
I
about
do
the
not
ego.
shut up in
Oh,
that
yeah.
brain of mine. It's just non-stop, and it's super hard. I can get it under control now and again for like short bursts.
Yeah.
And like I said, January, I had some couple of really good ones recently, and I don't know why, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to question it. What I find difficult is I am not a morning person, and I don't know. I've had a couple people say, well, you just need to become one. And
I
I'm
don't know if you
going,
can.
Can you or can you not? That's kind of my question, because I am not a morning person. I want to get up, and I need 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, but
Because I need to sit in bed and wallow over the fact that I have to get out of it. And then I want to maybe go have a bath. And then I need to have my coffee.
you're
and
up in
then-
the morning, right? You're up in the morning, but so isn't that a morning person?
Well,
But I just can't function. I can't
yeah.
get going.
See, I'm gonna jump out of
It's-
bed and I can be out the door in 10 minutes.
You
Like
know,
I
my-
don't need anything to get my engine going.
See, I don't get that.
Yeah, it's I love mornings.
I
'cause-
wish I was like that, because I'd love to get up and have like an exercise routine and, you know, maybe do some exercise, maybe do meditation, and then start my day at, 7 instead of 9:30
Oh heck.
or more.
I can get up. I can go to the gym. I can meditate. I can be up at 5:36 in the morning. Usually no problem. Tell me I have to be at work at 8 o'clock or 8:30. There's no way.
really.
Can't do it.
Is it a mindset?
I don't know what it is.
Is it a habit? What is it?
I don't
or is
know.
it just that there's just different people out there? It boggles my mind. I find it very fascinating.
Well, I think when
actually.
you have your own free will, when you can do what you want to do, it makes, maybe it is a mindset, right? That it's like, oh, I get to do, I want to get up and I want to meditate and I want to exercise. It's all your own control thing.
Right.
But now you have somebody saying you have to be at work for 9 a.m.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
don't
you
tell
see?
me. I'm not.
Don't tell me what to do.
Exactly. You're not the boss
You
of
can
me.
ask most of my past employers how often I made it to work at 8 o'clock.
Like,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
I can't.
8:10.
really?
Yeah.
See, I'm always
8:01.
early if I was to be doing stuff.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Really? See, I'd be stressing about it.
I will
hated
stay
being
late to make up
Me
for
too.
it.
I
I'm
agree.
okay with that.
Oh,
I will
no.
work through coffee
It would
breaks,
give me a
lunch.
stomach ache.
Whatever, but
I would
just
honestly, I would
couldn't.
have a stomach ache about the idea of being late for anything. And I'm still like this, where I start to like freak out a bit about it if we're going to be late for anything. And it could be anything. Like
Yeah.
it could be we're going for dinner and we have a reservation. It could be that, my kid's hockey game, whatever it is. If I'm going to be late though, it really starts to stress me out to the point where, and I don't know if that's just because I feel out of control then, because
Could be. It could be a control issue.
yeah. Like today, I had somebody driving so bloody slow. I'm honking my horn. They're going 30. I know we have a lot of snow, but come
Probably
on, I
me.
got to get to work.
Yeah.
I got to get to work. And it's like, it's delaying me. So it starts to stress me out a bit, right? But no, I don't like to be late ever for anything.
I'm rarely late for dinner. That's usually okay. End of the day, I'm all right.
I'm
It's,
late. I'm just late.
Really? And do you go to bed early or do you go to bed late?
I can't go to bed before 10 o'clock because then I'm up at 3
Oh,
or 3 or 3:30. I can't do it.
really?
I tried. If I go to bed at 11, I can maybe pull it till 5:30.
That's hilarious.
See,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. When we go to Nicaragua, it's right near the equator, so there isn't this whole summertime. It's 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night when the sun goes down. Winter, it's 4. Between 5 and 6 all year long, every single day, the sun goes down, and it's dark.
And do you go to bed then earlier?
Way earlier.
But is it because you're outside more and you're more
outside.
active?
Well, everything is outside.
And you're
even,
drinking more?
Even when
You're
you're
day
inside.
drinking more?
Day drinking.
No, I don't understand what you're talking about there. But yeah, you're getting more fresh air. But maybe monkeys wake you up early because the howler monkeys are pretty loud at 4 o'clock in the
Right.
morning. You think they're cute when you first get there and hear them for the first time, and then after that, you're going, "Shut up, please shut up."
Yeah.
But I don't know. We sometimes it's like 7 o'clock at night. We're going, I don't think I can stay up, and we force ourselves to sit on our deck and
So nobody
talk
can say
about
you're
something
old.
or pour another glass of wine because we just have to be able to stay up till 8:30.
Yeah.
But then you're up at between 4 and 5, and I love it. I love getting up there at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I sit out on my deck, and it's dark. And the sun comes up behind the hills for me, so I don't really see the sun rise, but it's just wonderful.
Well,
And
that's a
feel
form
rested.
of meditation.
That is a form. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because you're in the moment. And that's
Yeah.
really, I think people get kind of overwhelmed. Well, now we go back talking about meditation here. And I think like people get overwhelmed by the idea of like, oh my gosh, I could never shut my mind up, and it's not about quieting your mind. It's about being in the moment. And there's a couple suggestions that I'm just giving in one of the self-care challenges that I experienced. Well, actually, I've experienced them both. But the one is, have you ever done a chocolate meditation?
Every
No,
day.
but I'm liking it.
So it's about engaging your senses, right? And you got to get really good chocolate for this, but let it just like dissolve. Close your eyes and like really taste that chocolate. Really engage your senses and just enjoy it for what it is for as long as you possibly can. Like, do not bite that chocolate.
Right.
Let it melt. Like,
Wow.
are you already feeling it?
Yeah,
Can
I
you
would like
imagine?
a piece of chocolate right now.
I know. I got some treats here. And then the other one is about that you can do every morning or whenever you shower. I say whenever because not everybody showers every day, like me.
Secrets are coming out.
Yeah, I hate to shower. It takes so much work.
Oh God, I live in my bathtub these days. It's
Oh
great.
my, really? And I hate bathing because I'm thinking like I can't be still and quiet for that long.
Oh, see, that's the one place I can be.
Yeah.
If I've got the time to bathe, it's like fill that tub up,
Yeah.
throw the salts in it,
See, that's self-care. That's
sink
self-care.
down, but I don't do it very often.
Oh, okay. Well, if you enjoy it, you really should do it lots.
Yeah.
But so if you're having a
And I have
shower,
a killer tub.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. I want to take a bath in your tub.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and you totally should be like. I'd
Oh,
set
I'd
it
be
all
there
up.
every day.
I'd set
Yeah.
it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything in there.
Yeah.
But in the shower, you can like, and this was something that I learned by if you're not really all that excited about you're not excited. If it's not easy for you to deal with like touch or pleasure or anything like that, another thing, and this is a meditating thing too, though, that helps kind of with that as well. Okay, so you can enjoy those things is while you're in the shower, just really kind of tune into the temperature and how it feels on your body and let it run over your face and through your hair and just engage the senses again, right?
Right.
And really just be in the moment with that. And it's absolutely amazing. But so there's like meditation every morning, if you shower every morning, that you can do just by being quiet with yourself and focusing on that. So that's the kind of meditation I would be doing. The other thing, of course, is when I draw, I get into a form of meditation. I just go somewhere else and lose myself. So I feel like that has been my saving grace in life, actually, because from a young age, like I say, I'm an evolved doodler. I started doodling when I was like 7 years old. I would and it was a way to just escape the chaos, the craziness, and just be alone. And I didn't have to think. I didn't have to keep that, that.
That's why those adult coloring books are so popular right now.
Yeah. I just bought my 16-year-old one. You know why? Because he is so tuned into technology that he can't handle 5 minutes without his phone. So I said, we're going to start putting the phone away for 15 minutes, and I need you. He doesn't like to read. So I said, okay, I bought him one of these adult coloring books. It even has curse words in it, okay? I'm thinking, okay, maybe you're going to enjoy this, right? And it's kind of graffiti-like, and because he liked graffiti art. And I bought a puzzle. So I said, I'll help you, okay? We'll do this together. And he's fighting it. He's fighting me on it, but I'm like, this is so important to take. I really am concerned about that generation and their addiction to this phone. I'm really concerned, genuinely. Here.
I am too, because I don't know where it's going to end up.
No, they're all going to have to go to treatment.
Well,
there's going to be an iPhone treatment center.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not joking. It's scary. I'm really scared about it. I regret that I ever gave my kid a phone.
I can't wait to be the rec director at that, where we can just do puzzles and do doodles and bake things and blow bubbles.
Oh, bubbles.
Bubbles. When you were talking about meditation, that is one thing that I have done it for years, as I keep bubbles in my glove box. And with trains, you know how people get so stressed out?
Gosh, I'd love to be behind you.
No kidding.
Are you serious? You start blowing bubbles
and
out
I
the
start
window?
blowing bubbles because it's like such a happy, like you can't control it.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, I hope you're hearing this because.
So why are we stressed out? Like we can't control the train.
Yeah.
I love it.
So bubbles are the answer for a lot of things.
I'm going to buy everybody bubbles.
Yes, bubbles are the best.
You're one of my girls' counterparts here. Like she was just
Seriously.
She's also a yoga
love
teacher. It. You two are like made for each other.
Oh, is this Brooklyn you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bubbles. I'm going to tell my son who has road rage to do
bubbles.
that. I think you need to blow some bubbles.
This one here?
Yeah.
But I remember studying for exams, blowing bubbles.
Really? You've been like one with bubbles forever?
For a long time.
This is a thing.
It's a thing.
Wow.
We even do this at the lake in the winter.
Serious?
Have you ever blown bubbles? And I'm sure you've seen videos of this, but I'm like, I've been doing this for years, like even outside, because they're even more gorgeous because then they float and it's slow and then they pop and they turn into like ice crystals and it's beautiful.
Oh my God.
It's so meditative.
I am
to the
so
lake this
doing
weekend
it.
to blow bubbles.
Do it.
I'm buying
Seriously.
everybody bubbles. I'm not
Yes.
even joking here right now. For Valentine's Day, I'm going to just buy bubbles.
is.
And you know what? I think it's so good because you're getting in touch with that sense of play.
And breath.
Right?
I do it with my kids' yoga all the time. To breathe, how to breathe, like how if you blow too fast, you pop the bubble.
Yeah.
Right? If you blow too slow, like you can see it getting bigger.
I'm already
bigger,
starting
bigger.
to take
great
deep
idea.
breaths here.
Yeah.
What a great idea. I love it. But it is also engaging that sense of play and getting in touch with our inner
Play.
child, right?
Yes.
We don't do enough of that. And I think that itself is another form of self-care, another form of, just taking a time out and I'm so into these bubbles all of a sudden. I'm envisioning it. I'm loving it.
I can't remember who I was listening to. It was a podcast of some sort. And on it, they were talking about how, like, why do we panic in the day to get things done? There are only so many hours in a day, and you're going to get done only that much in one day. So, like, don't stress it. Mm-hmm. You're going to get done what you're going to get done.
Do you make to-do lists?
It's not going to be a big deal.
To-do lists are very gratifying because when you do that little check off,
I
it's
did
like,
one today.
yeah.
I walked out and I said to one of our employees here, I said, you know what? Guess what? You know what the best feeling is? When you check off the last thing on your to-do list. And he says, I got a really long one. I said, well, mine's been around for weeks.
Well,
but I finally checked the last one off.
It is really, it's a feeling of like,
thing.
oh yeah, I did that. Look what I accomplished, right? It feels really good. I have someone in my family that actually likes to make little notes on and I can see now the satisfaction. I said she, I have a very small family here. She likes to like cut up like, cereal boxes or whatever. And she'll write on there, brush teeth, have a shower, because she loves the act of tearing it up. I did it. And it's
that's funny.
I know. And I always laughed about this, but now I'm kind of seeing that. It's like, it just feels good to tear this piece of paper and say, good for you that you did that.
Yeah.
You know?
My son said the same thing to me like years ago. And like he must have been like in grade 11. And he just said, Mom, on the first thing of your to-do list, make a to-do list. Because then that's the first thing you
get
can
to
check
cross it
off.
off.
That you've actually accomplished something and there's something gratifying about actually.
Yeah. So maybe you need to throw in some really, really simple acts or
But it
what
is
have
like,
you,
like
that
to
throughout
go to the
day.
bathroom.
Yeah.
How many of us do not go to the bathroom when
Drink
we're super
water.
busy? Water,
Yeah.
bathroom.
Eat lunch.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? The bathroom is true. I
It's
held
so
it all
true.
day. The heck?
I know.
I'm practicing bladder control.
That's bad.
No, I know it is.
Yeah.
But I keep thinking.
And it is. It's simple little things like that, right?
Yes.
That,
Yeah. And
Well, I found that like you get anxiety over life because there's so much to do, and let's face it, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. So you have these big expectations of yourself, bigger than you have of other people. Usually you put most expectations on yourself, and you want to get through them, and then you get stressed out, and then you get depressed when you don't actually manage them. And it was just great. It was like put the list out there and put down 5, not 25, not 15, 5 realistic things. Check them off. As you do them, check them off, and then sit down and sit back and just kind of breathe for a second and go, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
And then write 5 more down, and then check them off. And you're going to get them done in the time you're going to get them done, and there's no point in stressing over it. If it takes you 2 days, well, it takes you 2 days. Not a big deal. They're going to get done.
Coming back
There's enough time.
Coming back to even our lists of like New Year's resolutions or whatever. But for years, my girlfriend and I have been doing, let's say if it was 2010, so 10 things we wanted to accomplish in the next year.
Right.
So anyways, I found my list from 2013. I think we talked about this last time too. I have a feeling.
No,
but
I don't
anyways,
think so. I don't think
But
so.
anyways,
so.
it took me 5 years because I found that list in 2018, and it took me 5 years to accomplish those 13 things from 2013.
but
did
you
it.
accomplished
But it's
them.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to find bras that fit you? That was one of them. Do you know what I mean? It was like simple things like that because that's been a thing for me, right?
That's funny.
Right. So it was like
That
things
was
like
on your
that.
list.
But that
Find
was
a
on my
bra that
list.
fits.
Yeah, bras.
Well, you know what? I could totally convert you over and get you into the bra that you would love. These things, these bamboo bras.
Yeah. I was at your shop the other day.
Oh my gosh, I'm not even kidding. I used to shop at the bra bar, and I would spend so much money on bras. And I don't know how we got onto bras here all of a sudden, but because it was
It's
on
hard
your
to find
list.
bras.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you'd spent so much money, and they still were killing me come the end of the day. This one, I could sleep in it because it's just bamboo, right? And it's just
Yeah, bamboo's good.
oh my god, I can't.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a game changer. Game changer. I'm in love with my bra now. Yeah, I could.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It's
set you
good to be
girls
in
up.
love.
I'm gonna set you up. I'm not even
Good to
kidding.
be in love with your bra.
You
It
will
is. It
not
totally-
be searching for
Yeah.
the perfect fit again. Yeah.
Okay.
Deal.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Get rid of the wire. That's so bad.
Oh no, the
for
wires
you.
are so bad. I can't do wires.
No.
But
Well, and I think because I have like chronic kind of pain here, I think I have like what is that? The lots of fascia, you know,
you
here.
need some block therapy.
Apparently I've heard that
yes,
before.
you do.
Yeah, I have never tried it.
Oh, all you got to do is take a block and just place it right under the armpit and just lie there.
I've
like
gone
that.
for that myofascia release.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
hurts.
It hurts.
So
Yeah. So
bad.
So I could put a block under my arm and lay there and call it exercise?
well, there's a special
This is my
block.
kind of
It's,
exercise.
it's a special like you need a. It's like a wood block.
Yeah.
But they're shorter than a yoga block. I can set you up. I know a couple of people.
I'd like to try it too. I mean, I've heard kind of conflicting
Workshop,
things. Yeah.
Bras, blocks. This
I've
is
heard
awesome.
conflicting things about it. I know, like, because my niece is a yoga teacher, and she's not 100, like, she's not on board with it. But then I have
Oh,
other
really?
people, but that's her. I have another person though that swears by that darn block for everything. You got a cold? Oh, let me get the block.
Sinuses.
Yeah.
That's what I did too.
Really?
You put just the block right under your eye. Can you see me, people? And you know what I mean. And you just kind of even roll the block.
Huh.
Yeah, It totally releases.
Apparently, it can help with so many different
Wow.
things. So, all right, we're gonna check this out, and we're gonna find out why it's so darn good. Because I can see, because the fascia is the stuff that attaches to your muscles, right? And it's like a web,
And it gets hard
and it
when
gets
it's
hard,
injured.
right?
And then we nurture it more. We don't work it because
Right.
we're nurturing, like we don't want to hurt it more.
Right.
So we're a little bit more careful with it.
Well,
right?
and that's kind of what's happened to me is that, like, not even just there, I have lots of fascia, so it really actually hurts me to do a lot of physical things sometimes.
Right.
Like, I try to
But
do
that's
some
why.
stretching, I know,
And that's what breaks it down. Like
and
when
I
you
have to
hold
do it.
Yeah.
I have to do it. But the idea of it, 'cause after going for myofascial release, it was like so bloody painful.
It is. It's so painful.
Yeah.
But even like placing like a block, and I do this in my yoga class, even with foam blocks, placing it under our belly, right? Very few people can actually completely lie down on their forehead and have that block pressed into their belly.
Yeah, because there's like some
And
kind
that's
of
a foam belt. That's a foam block. It's not even
Not
a
even
wood
that
that
block.
wood one.
hurts like for me to press right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
What is that? Isn't there like an artery or something? Like it's a
Well, you almost feel it
Like, you can
pulsing. Like
feel
I
it,
don't know
yeah.
enough about the whole, but it does. It
Anatomy.
releases everything. Like it's amazing. Like I love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
To start yoga
Okay, we
one of
might
these
have to
days.
look into
Yeah,
that
we'll
and
do.
try it.
I got peeps. We can do a workshop on that too.
Okay.
We've got some workshops.
We got a lot of
coming
plans.
Up.
Oh,
I'm
we got a
excited
lot of
about
plans.
these workshops.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that we could be incorporating into this, and so many different people. I mean, that's what I was saying before about how all the people that I've been meeting that offer like different holistic. Even today, look how many people we've been talking about. You know, whether it's Carol or Karen with the egoless system or what have you. I mean, there's so many people offering these solutions to problems that everybody's having, and we just got to explore them a bit. And
have some workshops.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that everybody knows too, like send us messages, questions, whatever you want. We can read them and answer them, and find those people. Like if you have suggestions or you know somebody that we should be talking to, set us up. Tell us about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We want to dig in.
If there's something that's been bothering you, or you think that you're the only one that's thinking it, you can send it anonymously, but send us a message, send us
Yeah.
a question.
Let's
Let's
talk about
because
it.
I can almost guarantee you are not alone.
Yeah.
And I think that's our biggest problem in this society is that we're so into our phones and we're so into, there's no more of the human, or no, they're not no more, but it's limited, reduced anyway, the limited contact, the human contact.
Yeah.
And people are feeling more and more alone, and depression is getting worse. I mean, it's the whole talk about it campaign. Mm-hmm. You know, let's talk about it. And
Yeah, and understanding
the
too that
table.
sometimes there are people that aren't comfortable talking about it and respecting that, but opening up the space so that, you know, people can feel that maybe they're being heard, or that, you know, they're able to receive something back where they're like not feeling alone. And I think as soon as you hear somebody else is going through, because a lot of times you do think you're the only one that's thinking that way, feeling that way, and as soon as you hear somebody else, that sometimes is enough to make a shift, right?
Yeah.
And just to
And I
share
think,
space.
too, one of the biggest things that people, most of us do, and we've probably all done it, is we minimize other people's pain and concerns or anxieties. We minimize them because it's like, oh yeah, you've got it bad, but have you seen how bad it is in, and then you name a country or whatever, or, yeah, but so and so lost, and then and to me that's just wrong. Everybody's pain is real and personal to them, and we can't minimize it anymore. And
Or on the
a lot of
flip
people
side.
are afraid to bring it forward because they feel I should shut up because really the people over there have it worse than I do, or this person has it worse than I do. It's like, no, that's not what it's about. That's that person's problem. This is yours, and it's real and personal to you, and you need to deal with it. And bring it to the front, bring it to the surface, because you're, again, I guarantee you're not the only one that's
And you
that's
deserve
got the issue.
validation, and you
Absolutely.
deserve to be able to have yourself,
Yeah.
be heard and be seen. But if you don't validate yourself,
Yeah.
it just sets you up for all kinds of
Yeah.
long-term issues. And usually it's health issues because you're just stuffing it down. And yes, maybe somebody does have a worse story, but I think that adversity is adversity. it looks the same inside regardless, right? So everybody's pain is, it
And
matters.
there are horrific stories
Absolutely.
out there. Absolutely. Like,
And we don't
not
even know
even for
half of them are there.
believing.
Yeah.
But how can you personally deal with that? It's not your story. You have to deal with your story, not somebody else's story. And,
Yeah.
and they have to deal with theirs. And as horrific as it is, it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. You can help them by supporting them and being there for that person, but you cannot take it on to yourself. You have to deal with your own first and
Yeah.
foremost.
But how many times when someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, how are you doing?" What's the first thing that we say?
Fine. Because
Good.
we don't want to be a burden.
But then
Right.
why do we ask that question?
I know.
How many times has somebody walked up to you and said, "Hey, how's it going?" but then kept on walking and not
Oh,
waited for
exactly.
your answer?
But it was interesting because I said that to somebody at work today, and they were actually quiet. And it was just
Oh.
kind of like, and then they said, I got to really think about this for a minute. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Have a seat, right? Like,
Wow.
But it was interesting. They're going, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good challenge for people. You know what? When you ask the question, just stop for a moment and pause and allow somebody to actually respond and just hear them. I think, especially like as women, we're nurturers and we instinctively, I shouldn't say men are nurturers too, but it's instinctive for us to want to help and fix. And I think, Alison, that I talked with you about this, like after Amy's death too, it's like you don't know what to say to make them feel better.
Right.
And then it took
Absolutely.
me a little bit to realize, okay, you know what, there is absolutely nothing I can say or do to make you feel better, but I can share space with you and I can make you a cup of tea and
Right.
I can let you sit and talk and just listen to you. And it's hard sometimes for people to be able to say, okay, like, just especially when you're kind of control freak like how I am like that. And where you genuinely care and want to help people through their hard times. But it's okay to not have the answers and it's okay
Yeah.
to do nothing because sometimes that's exactly what that person needs too, right?
Yeah. I did lose my daughter, and we went to see some friends whose son had committed suicide a few months ago, and we went to see them and just to see how they were doing, and I didn't know what to say. And it's like, I am a parent who lost a child, and I didn't know what to say. It's a tough situation.
Absolutely.
We are taught from day one, you don't talk about death, you don't talk about this, you walk away, you send flowers, you give a card,
You be sad.
give them a hug, you walk away.
Yeah.
You don't, and it's wrong, and that needs to change, and hopefully it will. I think it is changing slowly. But you're right, like it's a difficult one. You don't know what to say, and unfortunately we haven't all fully realized, myself included, sometimes you need to just go there, give them a hug, sit down and shut up.
Yeah. And it's okay to
Just
not
sit
be
in
okay.
silence or let them
That's
talk.
exactly what I was trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
it is okay not to be okay. And
Yeah.
especially when you look at like Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff where everyone's posting all these great things. But
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? Let's see the shit. Let's
Yeah.
see like
Yeah.
the flat tire and, you know what I mean? The tears and,
Yeah.
and the kid that, you know what I mean, is having a bad, like, life is it's so not pretty.
Life is
No.
life.
And
You
I'm
get
so
good,
sick
bad,
of that
and ugly.
sometimes
Yeah.
where I just want to, you know what, like, show me the real.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely the stuff that makes me pause and want to put a like or put a heart on there or whatever it is. It's because, on those social platforms especially, I mean, people are putting out their very best, right? I mean, how many times do you take a picture before you actually post it even, right?
The stats are crazy.
Isn't it ridiculous, eh?
Like, I think it's 37 selfies are taken before someone actually posts a selfie.
Seriously?
Yeah. I was reading stats about that because we're doing this workshop with some of the girls
I'm
I work
selfie
with.
challenged.
So
I
but-
tried to do a selfie not long ago, and my husband said, "You maybe want me to do that for you?" And I went, "Yes, please."
But yeah, like,
No, I know. We should set up a challenge where you post your very worst, right?
I would
your
love that.
shit day,
I would
your
love
kid
that.
having a temper
That would be
tantrum,
fun, actually.
That
your
would be
bad
so
hair
fun.
day, the big zit on your face, whatever it is. I think we should totally
I am
do
so
that.
in.
Yeah, I'm going to
Starting-
dangle a carrot and give
Yeah.
somebody a big prize for the best.
Yeah, I am
the
going
best
to-
worst
for the best
day.
worst day.
Win. I'm gonna win. The best.
We're all
worst
winners.
Day.
Yeah.
Well, really, to encourage people, like, let's just be real, okay? Let's
that
just
is my.
do
That would make me the
life.
happiest ever. if
Okay,
just
I'm gonna
people
make
would
you
be
happy,
real.
Pam. I'm gonna do it.
Seriously,
That would
like,
actually
I'm so
be
sick
fun.
of the
Yeah.
not real.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So we're gonna have a get real challenge.
Get real.
Okay. We're just doing the self-care challenge. Now we're gonna do a get real challenge, and it is gonna be that. Yeah. Let's see the realness.
All right.
Yeah, and let's just allow everybody to be that way and like it like crazy, right? Just everybody go
And
like.
change. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, we don't want to compare like bad days, like
Yeah.
who had the worst, like, there's
Oh,
the
yeah,
best
yeah.
worst day. We don't want that, but I just
No.
want to.
We wanna support and allow it.
Yeah, again, we don't want to compare. You know
No,
what I mean?
it's
Like
not
everyone has their
about-
story.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm just
sick
so
of the
sick of
Joneses
the
next door.
the
Sick of the
perfect things.
Joneses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
You
How
know,
many
it's that
pretty
whole
pictures can you see
competition.
and how
Yeah.
many perfect little you know what, the one that really bothers me, because it actually makes me a little resentful and I hate being resentful about things, but you know those pretty birth pictures and you know and it's also lovely. I mean, it was a horrible experience. How is it looking so damn good for you?
It did not look like that.
No, I'm like, mine did not look like that. I was like looking a wreck. The room was a wreck. Nothing was pretty about it.
It looked like a murder.
Yeah,
Like it really
just
did.
makes me, I'm like, did I do it wrong? Like what we're supposed to clean up here? Like I did it wrong. So I did it, and I did it wrong.
So I have to do
3
it again
times.
because
Yeah.
No.
And now you've gotten rid of all your parts and you can't do it
and
again.
I can't do it again.
Can't even
damn
fix
it.
it.
No. But yeah, I see that all the time. It's like all these, they're just like, everything's beautiful and wow.
See, for me, it was yoga. Like I really had to clean out my Instagram because I felt that I can't do a handstand on a paddleboard in Maui with a dolphin jumping behind me. Like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, why can't I do that?
Why can't you?
I don't know.
Because I would like to see
I haven't
that.
tried, maybe. But it's just like I had to delete a bunch of pages because I just felt like, okay, I'm.
You mean the pages you were following?
Yeah, because
Okay,
first of all, I'm
yeah,
48. I'm not 20.
yeah. You're not 48.
No,
Nice
but when
try.
okay, like I'm just
Oh,
thinking.
okay,
a few
you're talking-
years ago,
you're going backwards,
No,
all
I'm going
right.
backwards. But I'm just thinking when I did
Yes,
this at
okay, sorry.
48,
Yeah.
right? Like
Regression
going through all
is
this
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
So
I always
got
like to
really
remind
48,
people
yeah.
how, because I
Well,
want
thank
everybody to be
you.
around my age, right? It's like, so you're not 48. You liar.
Doesn't matter.
But I totally can get that. Yeah.
Because I thought, and I again, like coming into even a yoga studio and going, oh, like you're the sub, right? What? Am I too old? Am I too large? Am I like, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
just like, I'm not your typical
Yeah.
yogi.
I don't have the
Right.
pretty
But I even
pants.
have a shirt now that says this is what yoga looks like. Damn it.
Perfect,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's
And
awesome.
because
Yeah.
otherwise it's intimidating for
It is.
people that look at that and it's like, oh, that's what you got to look like to go to yoga. Oh, okay. I was like that before when I was going to go to a gym. It's like, you guys all look so great in here. What's going on? I don't got that cute outfit and my hair doesn't look like that in a ponytail. And, you know, and it's intimidating. So it stops you from doing those things, from
Yeah.
having those experiences.
I have to tell you, Christmas Day, I actually went to the gym. Like Christmas morning, because I had
you?
nothing to do.
That's great.
So Shapes, like we have these key fobs, and I went in there, and there was like 7 people in the gym, which I've never seen 7 people in the gym ever.
Wow.
Because I usually go in the morning. But you know what? It was like I was on the treadmill, and I was like dying, and the girl beside me, or 2 treadmills down, she says, you know, you keep going, like you go, girl, or whatever, right? And I'm just like, whatever. And then it was like, okay, yeah, you know what? I can do this. But it was like, then, you know, I saw somebody else, and then they're encouraging me to do like an extra set or something. And then I'm encouraging somebody else. And by the end, I just felt like it's Christmas and we should all just do a group hug because it was just so beautiful because everyone was
Yeah.
encouraging everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it was just so nice.
And those things do cause domino effects. You know, it's like even today, Lori and I were chatting in the store.
Shout out to Lori.
Shout out to Lori, beautiful Lori. And she always looks so beautiful.
She does, and she is.
She is. It's because her inside is. It just radiates. Yes. She does. She actually glows.
She does.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this lady comes in, and her and I are just chatting, and she's like, asks us, a question or whatever, and she goes, I just have to say, you two are just so beautiful. And you know what? You just couldn't help yourself but say, look, and you see it, and you're genuine. I was like, you are so beautiful too. And it's like this domino effect. It's like so lovely. And it's like, I had a hard time with ever receiving a compliment before because I really didn't believe it, I think.
Yeah.
And now I have forced myself to always say thank you. That's how I started. Okay, I'm going to say thank you. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be beautiful today. Sure. Why not?
And why not?
Why not? But how lovely. And everybody's smiling, right? Whenever, and we should do more of that. Like I try to do this challenge actually with myself.
Oh, we got so many challenges now?
I got so many challenges. I am like the challenge queen. No, when I walk to the bank every week from the store, I try to smile at people that I pass. I make eye contact and I just smile.
Yes.
And I want to see
hi.
I don't even have to say anything, just smiling even, right? Sometimes I do
too.
say hi. But it's interesting to see who makes eye contact and who will smile back. But it's so, it can change someone's day.
Yeah.
And it's such a simple thing. And we should just try and do those kinds of things to support each other because.
Especially women.
Yes. Is it because women just are so much more sensitive about these things? Or is it that men aren't talking about it as loud as we are?
Well, first of all, I think we need, like, women, we shouldn't feel threatened when other women are like powerful and doing good things. And I think sometimes I think it's getting better, but I still sometimes think that we feel threatened. And like even just with the teens that I work with, girls are so mean. Like, why are we so mean?
Yeah.
We're all females. We should be building each other up and helping each other, not tearing each other down.
Yeah.
But girl bullying is huge.
And I think I experienced
so
that when I was younger, that mean girl syndrome. And so I think that's why I'm so aware of it and why I don't want to ever make anybody feel that way.
Right.
I don't want to be mean that way. And I know like I can, and this is something I try to think about is like, I have such high expectations of myself and I'm a crazy workaholic and I have this insane work ethic, and so I have to be saying like that's how it is for me, but I can't have that same expectation of people, right? Because they're doing the best they can with what they're capable of, and everybody has strengths and weaknesses and what have you, and so you have to try to focus on their strengths because we're not always going to do everything really good. But sometimes when you hold yourself to such high standards, so I'm trying to like drop those down, right? It's like, why do I do that? What is it? And like I was saying I think the first podcast there, is that for the longest time, my self-worth was defined by what I was accomplishing. So I still kind of can fall into those familiar kind of, that familiar way of feeling without even realizing it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, okay, I'm accomplishing a lot here, and that makes me feel good. And especially if people are seeing that I've done that, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I don't want to do something for other people to be able to say. I'm not looking for a compliment. That's not it. But I think that
you just need to be seen.
And I think because I was not seen,
Yeah.
As a child, I was not seen, I was not heard, that now it is so important to me that
Makes
I do
perfect
have that
sense.
validation, and it could be the simplest thing, just by somebody saying, I love your store. It just validates it for me.
Yeah.
But don't we all need that?
Yeah, I suppose
Everybody
we do, eh?
does.
Right? Like no matter what, like I think if you do something, like it's different if your husband phones you and says, oh, I unloaded the dishwasher, like big deal. Like we do that all the time. And maybe we should appreciate that more too. Right. But it's like, I'm the same. Like I need that validation too, that if I'm doing something, like I want to.
You do a really good class. It's nice to have somebody say that was an
Yeah,
awesome class
or
today.
like something at work or whatever, and I think that's
Okay,
just,
that makes
I think
me
it's
feel
just-
better. See,
absolutely,
because
no.
I always thought, okay, so maybe that's like not a really good thing that you need to have that reinforcement all the time. Like I feel like I try to say to myself, okay, you know what? You should be able to say to yourself that, yeah, you did a great job and that should be good enough, right? Like you did a good enough job for you or what have you. Why is it so important that I guess get to hear that too?
I
Why
think
is
it's
it?
my favorite saying is everything in moderation. I think there's no difference here. You need to be able to, I think everybody needs some kind of validation. You need that. It's called human interaction. If somebody compliments you or comments, if nobody said anything to you ever, you'd feel pretty darn alone. So having that compliment or the comments come your way, I mean, it feels good. I don't think you should define yourself by it. I think that's going the other extreme.
Right.
But somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel that, hey, that was nice. That was a nice compliment to hear.
And
I
I
really
think
like that. I needed that.
And I think that's probably why this year, like that, that whole connecting intention I set was the more connected I am, the less I personally need that internal dialogue, that I need to be hearing that, or that I need it for my self-worth. Like if I have those connected relationships that are, I think constant give and take and constant support, those kind of really good connections, and that's where we talked about that good, when you get together with people that genuinely care and genuinely want to see you succeed and want the best for you, that I think helps with that whole self-worth thing too, right? And because you can get a warped kind of thinking about things easily, and especially by the way that we go through life and the way that we do life. It's different for everybody and we interpret it differently. So then we're going to act out differently. Yeah. But anyway, so we're going to end now. And so we thank you so much for tuning in and hearing us and allowing us to even, get our stuff out too, right? Because when we are doing that,
It's exactly what I was thinking. This is like the best.
It is. It's good therapy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's cheap therapy. That's what we should rename it. Cheap
But
therapy.
I can't wait to do workshops. Seriously, and to get like
the workshops are going to be fantastic.
people.
Yes. Yeah. And we've got lots of plans for that. And so
And
stay.
please share.
Yes.
Like, what you
want.
see.
What do you want? We're here for you.
Yeah.
And we want to connect more than anything.
Yeah, I want to
And-
hear from people too. I want to hear their stories, what they're thinking, what their thoughts are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So thank you. And thank you, ladies. And we'll get
I can't
together
wait
really
to see
soon.
the real true life challenge or whatever
Oh,
you're
yeah.
going to call
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do it. I'm not even joking. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, so until next time, everybody, try and stay warm, but be happy and try and be a wildflower and just kind of go with it and bloom wherever you can.